Hello and welcome to Sunday's show, and as usual we have God with us, and I was just thinking, actually, isn't it bizarre that I say as usual, because to have God with us is quite a miracle in itself, but here he is. And if you are interested in listening to any of the future talks or always being notified, don't forget to press the bell and subscribe, and follow if you're on Instagram as well. And so without further ado, let's go to God and see what he has to say. He's saying to me that when he thinks of a sacred day, he feels that Sunday is the day that he marks in his calendar, in his thoughts, in his ideas. He marks Sunday as a day where he feels is the most important day, because not only are people able to rest and put their tools down from the week, but they then are able to move into a different way of thinking. And that different way of thinking is a spiritual way, a way where they are able to understand that God is real, and to embrace some of the ideas that Jesus has spoken about to those people 2,000 years ago. And he feels that Sunday, because of this, should be a treasured day, a day where everybody is free to reflect on the words, and reflect on their own spirituality, and reflect on the words that God wishes to give and impart to as many people as possible. And he's saying that because this day to him is a treasured day, he would like to, he is very grateful that Gail has chosen this day to bring through her videos, to bring through his words. And so he always feels that when he comes forward with his words should be one of a spiritual nature, a nature where people feel uplifted and people feel renewed. And so his talk today is going to be off that ilk, and it's going to be one that he hopes people will feel that upliftment, that spiritual upliftment. And he wishes to talk about the times when Jesus was on the earth plane, and how he was able to do his work. And he feels that this talk is an important talk, because it gives us today an insight into the role of Jesus and what he had to do. And so he says that when he made the decision that he wanted to send Jesus to the earth, he made this decision at a time where he wasn't sure how he would be received, because he knew that there was a lot of people that were entrenched in their way of thinking, entrenched of their way of life, and so weren't and were quite inflexible, and weren't able or willing to think about a different way of creating their spirituality. But as Jesus grew up and started to adopt the idea of a ministry, he was incredibly rewarded by how people started to follow him. They started to follow him in small groups, but it became bigger and bigger. And he feels that one of the most important aspects to Jesus's work was, and he's making me lift up my hands, was the hands-on healing. And he made the decision when he was here that he absolutely must give Jesus the ability to perform miracles. And this is why he and the Holy Spirit was very, very close with Jesus. They had an alignment with Jesus, so that at any opportunity that Jesus had, they were able to seize that moment and bring about the healing through Jesus. And he says this is something that he has decided that is going to happen again, and he has decided that this ability with the hands is going to be given to Gail, and Gail is going to be able to bring about healing for many people. And these are people that he will be choosing to bring about the healing, people that need to have the healing, and it's not part of their life path. Because at all times when somebody is sick, he has to assess, is this part of what they've chosen to learn their lessons, or is this something that wasn't really meant to happen, or isn't correct for their life? And if it is the latter, he says he is always willing to bring about healing, and this is something that he's going to bring about more and more throughout time, because he feels that he believes that if he is able to bring about more healing, then through that healing people will, it's almost as though he's showing to me, they wake up, they listen, they see, and then they believe, and they acknowledge, and they accept God. And he says that this is a new era, a new way of doing things, and this is the beginning of the new way. And he hopes that people will be as enthralled and as excited as he is, because he feels that for what he has planned, people will be very excited. He says they can't not be, because there are so many miracles that are about to happen. He's glad to share this information on a day where he feels is a day that is special and dear to his heart. And he's thanking you all for listening to his words. He also wants to ask you to join him in prayer. It is my greatest wish that at all times people understand that I am a God that exists, that I am a loving God, and a God that wishes to surround my love with all of you in your world. It is my greatest wish that people acknowledge me and accept me, and that understand my words and my wishes, and look to make the improvements necessary so that they can be forgiven at all times for their sins. My love for mankind, each person, every single one of you, has never waned throughout time and throughout history. And he's thanking all of you for being willing to take part and understand that this new era includes all of you. And so thank you, amen. And so thank you for God. And what I would like to say in response to that is that what is quite interesting about God here is he has really acknowledged Sunday as an important day. And I know in the Christian community it's like it's supposed to be the day of rest and an important day, and but it's a little bit of proof that this is an important day, a day that he values, and always wants to bring more spirituality to this day. I hope that you enjoyed the videos, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell and follow on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.